In a peaceful corner of the Whispering Woods, a lively young squirrel named Charlie spent his days jumping from tree to tree, nibbling on acorns and playing with his friends. Charlie loved everything about the forest: the towering trees, the cool breeze rustling the leaves, and the warmth of the sun on his fur. But there was one thing he did not love: math. For as long as he could remember, math had always seemed like an unsolvable mystery to Charlie. Numbers made him anxious, and even the simplest calculations felt like climbing a steep hill. Charlie's mother and father had always told him that math was important. His teachers had shown him addition and subtraction, and though he tried, the numbers just didn't seem to make sense. Why do we even need math? Charlie would think to himself. But one day, an unexpected event would change his mind about math forever. It was the middle of autumn, and the forest was full of the rich colors of red, orange, and yellow leaves. The animals in the forest were busy preparing for winter. Charlie and his friends were no exception. Every day, they would rush around collecting nuts, seeds, and berries to store in their burrows and nests. One bright morning, while Charlie and his friends were busy gathering acorns, they realized there was a problem. The acorns were scattered unevenly across the forest, with some areas having plenty and others having very few. As they gathered together to discuss, their friend Rosie the rabbit piped up. "We need to find a fair way to divide the acorns so everyone has enough for the winter." "But how can we do that?" asked Max the mouse, scratching his head. "Some of us have bigger families and others have smaller ones. And what if someone gathers more than they need?" The animals murmured in agreement, each wondering how they could make sure everyone got a fair share. Charlie listened carefully, his mind spinning as he thought about the problem. Suddenly, he remembered something his teacher had said in class. "Math helps us solve problems and make fair decisions." Charlie's eyes widened. Could math be the answer? At first, he felt unsure. He hadn't been very confident in his math skills, and he wasn't sure he could figure out a way to divide the acorns. But he knew he had to try. "Maybe if I practice," he thought, "I can learn enough math to help everyone." So that evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Charlie went to his parents and asked them to help him learn. His mother was thrilled to see him taking an interest in math, and his father beamed with pride. "Math can be tricky at first, but with patience and practice, you'll get the hang of it," his father assured him. For the next few days, Charlie devoted himself to learning math. He practiced adding and subtracting numbers, counting by 2s, 5s, and 10s, and even started learning multiplication. At first, it was hard, and he made many mistakes, but he kept going, determined to understand. Slowly, the numbers began to make sense, and he started feeling more confident in his skills. One afternoon, after days of practice, Charlie gathered his friends together. "I think I've found a way to divide the acorns fairly," he announced, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. The other animals gathered around, listening intently as Charlie explained his plan. "We'll count all the acorns we've collected so far and then divide them based on how many animals there are and how many each family needs," he explained. "This way, everyone will have enough, and no one will be left without food for the winter." His friends looked at him with admiration, impressed by his new understanding of math. Together, They gathered all the acorns in one place and began counting. It was a big task, and they worked as a team, counting carefully to make sure they didn't miss a single acorn. After counting, Charlie showed them how to divide the acorns. He used sticks and stones to represent the numbers, helping everyone understand the calculations. With Charlie's guidance, they divided the acorns among themselves, making sure that each family had enough for the winter. As they worked, Charlie realized something amazing. Math wasn't just about numbers on a page. It was a tool that could help solve real problems and make life better for everyone. The numbers he had once feared had become a language he could use to make a difference in the forest. When they finished dividing the acorns, the animals cheered and thanked Charlie for his hard work. Rosie the rabbit gave him a big hug and said, "You saved us, Charlie. Now we can all go into winter with full bellies, thanks to you and your math skills." That evening, as Charlie returned home, he felt a warm sense of accomplishment. He had faced his fear of math, learned something new, and used his knowledge to help his friends. The forest had become a happier, fairer place because of his efforts. From that day on, Charlie never shied away from math again. He saw it not as a difficult subject, but as a valuable tool that could help him solve problems and make the world a better place. And as winter settled over the Whispering Woods, Charlie and his friends went to sleep each night with full bellies and warm hearts, grateful for the lessons they had learned and the bonds they had strengthened through their shared adventure. This story illustrates that math can be more than just numbers and equations. It can be a way to solve real-life challenges and help others, turning fears into valuable skills that make a difference. Charlie's journey from math anxiety to confidence demonstrates the power of patience, practice, and the joy of using knowledge to bring fairness and kindness to his community.